He can see exactly 2 minutes into the future. But what happens when the woman he loves is strapped to a bomb, and 120 seconds just isn't enough time to disarm it? To save her from a ruthless terrorist group, he must chain his short-range visions together flawlessly, because a single second's mistake means losing her forever. Can a low-budget magician outrun time and rewrite destiny, or is he already too late? The story opens in a quiet diner, where a man named Chris Johnson sits alone. He is focused on his watch, waiting for a specific moment. When the time passes and no one enters, he wipes his sweat and leaves. In the bustling environment of Las Vegas, Chris works as a low-budget stage magician called Frank Cadillac. During one performance, he predicts the exact moment a woman's jewelry will drop into her glass. While the crowd thinks it's just a sleight-of-hand trick, the truth is far more complex. Chris can actually perceive his own future, though his sight is limited to just 120 seconds. However, he is being watched by FBI agent Callie Ferris and her colleague. To supplement his meager income, Chris gambles at local casinos. He intentionally plays for small stakes to avoid being flagged by the house. Despite his caution, security head Roy Ball and his colleague Davis are tracking him via CCTV. Roy is convinced Chris isn't just counting cards. He believes the man actually knows what's coming. He's looking right at the camera, Roy notes, sensing that Chris can hear their conversation. He sends security to catch him. As security moves to detain him, Chris ducks to the cashier. There, he has a flash of the future, a robbery where 2 innocent people are killed. He intervenes and disarms the thief, but because he is left holding the weapon when guards arrive, they mark him as the primary suspect. Chris realizes he can't explain his way out of this and flees. Utilizing his 2-minute foresight, he dodges security teams like a pro. Even with the security watching him through the CCTV cameras, he manages to escape. He changes his appearance in a restroom. After slipping out of the building, he leads the police on a frantic pursuit through Vegas. In his foresight, he sees his vehicle being crushed by a train. In a daring move, he accelerates across a railroad crossing just heartbeats before a train cuts off his pursuers. Meanwhile, FBI agent Callie Ferris is reviewing the footage. She is convinced Chris has a genuine psychic gift. Her superiors are skeptical, preferring to focus on a stolen Russian nuclear device rather than on some magician. But Callie argues that Chris is the only resource capable of locating the weapon before it levels Los Angeles. Callie is granted a 5-day window to bring Chris in. She begins by intimidating Roy Ball into silence about the investigation. Elsewhere, Chris seeks refuge with his friend, Irv. Irv questions why Chris stays in the area despite the heat, and Chris confesses his obsession with a woman he keeps seeing in his visions. Unlike his usual short-range sight, he can see her from much further away, leading him to believe she is his destiny. He does not know when she will appear, only that the clock in the vision reads 9:08, so he visits the diner twice a day, every day, waiting for her. Meanwhile, Callie watches the CCTV footage, and her colleague tells her Chris is not using any known devices to see the future. An officer arrives and informs them where Chris took the stolen vehicle. While Chris and Irv talk, Chris suddenly senses an undercover agent approaching. Callie enters and tries to appeal to his patriotism, explaining the nuclear threat. Chris, who spent his childhood being poked and prodded by government scientists, flatly refuses to be their lab rat again. Callie shifts to threats, mentioning his legal troubles at the casino. Just as an FBI tactical team prepares to breach the room, Chris experiences a time rewind. He saw the arrest coming. He escapes out the back door seconds before Callie's team realizes he is gone. The following day at the roadside cafe, the girl from his premonitions, Liz, finally arrives. Chris mentally rehearses several ways to introduce himself. He sees scenarios where he is too forward or too strange, and they all fail. He sees her ex-boyfriend, Kendall, arrive. Although she has broken up with him, he still follows her. Finally, Chris decides to intervene and lets Kendall punch him. This sparks Liz's sympathy, and she offers him a ride to Flagstaff. As they travel, they discuss the nature of luck. He asks if she believes in destiny, but Liz believes life should be unpredictable. What is the point of living if we know what happens before it happens? Chris is just relieved to finally be near the woman he has been searching for. The FBI agents searching for him track his route to the diner with the help of a waitress and learn he left with a woman. At the same time, the terrorists led by a man named Smith have murdered Roy Ball to find Chris. They want to eliminate him because they know his gift could ruin their plan. Chris and Liz stop at a tribal community where Liz works as a teacher. A little tribal girl tells Liz that Chris likes her, noting how he looks at her, which makes Liz blush. The chemistry between them grows as Chris performs magic for the local children. Liz is impressed by his magic tricks, and they talk about Chris's life. While traveling in a vehicle, Liz leans towards Chris. He feels good, but then she wakes up and moves away. He tells her that once fish rained from the sky, which she enjoys hearing. Later, heavy rainfall washes out the road, forcing the pair to check into the Cliffhanger Motel for the night. Meanwhile, Callie finds a photo of Chris and Liz driving. She sees the vehicle's plate number and tells her colleague to find her. After seeing only a single bed, Liz is worried, but Chris tells her he will sleep in the car. He mentions that a Zen master once told him he could find warmth with anything and moves to the car. While he is sleeping in the car, she feels bad, peeks through the window, and sees him sleeping. Seeing this, she closes the curtain. The terrorists are busy assembling the nuclear bomb. Smith realizes the FBI is leading them right to their target. He asks his associates if Chris can really foresee the future and if he could disturb their nuclear plan. They all tell him he might, which is why the FBI is after him. Smith orders his men to eliminate Chris. The FBI knows that the stolen Russian nuclear weapon is in the Southern California region and asks Callie for a suggestion. Callie insists they should focus on detaining Chris, as only he can help them. A shooter prepared by Smith is ready to eliminate Chris. As the shooter moves, we see a dead body. Chris sees Liz in a towel and is impressed. He compliments her and gives her a flower with a magic trick. They get closer and make love. The FBI is planning how to detain Chris. Callie wants the area sealed so she can catch him. The FBI watches as Liz moves outside for groceries. Smith's shooters are also watching her. Callie catches Liz alone and tries to turn her against Chris. She shows Liz the casino footage and describes Chris as a dangerous fugitive. Under the guise of national security, Callie convinces a terrified Liz to slip a sedative into Chris's coffee so they can take him into custody safely. Liz returns to the room. Chris's warm welcome and care melt her heart, and she cannot go through with the plan. She confesses everything to Chris. He realizes they are being watched. He switches the glasses and goes outside to show the FBI he drank the sedative. Smith's men are also aiming but cannot get a good view. To prove his power is not a lie, Chris starts reciting the lines of actors on the television before they speak, flicking through channels with perfect accuracy. He explains that while he usually only sees 2 minutes ahead, his connection to her has expanded his range. She is shocked to hear he saw her in his foresight. He gives Liz a head start with $10,000 and specific instructions to follow, then he leaves. Callie senses something is not right and moves in. As the FBI moves in, Chris flees down the mountainside while they follow him. A terrorist sniper tries to take Chris out from a distance, but Chris dodges the shot as if he knew exactly where the bullet would land. Following his script, Liz drives her car into a water tower, causing a massive collapse of logs that halts the FBI vehicles. Chris dodges the car like a pro. In the chaos, Chris spots a rolling log headed for Callie. He chooses to save her life. His successful rescue ultimately leads to his capture by the surrounding agents. Smith and his men see her capturing Chris and then order his men to detain Liz, which they succeed in doing. At an FBI facility, Chris is restrained in a high-tech chair designed to keep his eyes open. Callie forces him to search the future through live news feeds. Suddenly, Chris is thrust into a vision set 2 hours ahead. He sees Liz tied to a wheelchair, covered in explosives on a parking deck. The bomb squad fails to disarm it, and Liz is killed in a massive blast. Traumatized and desperate, he tells Callie to leave him alone. She puts him in a cell, but Chris breaks out of his restraints and uses his foresight to take down every guard in the hallway. He is followed by the FBI through both air and ground. He climbs the stairs, reaches the parking garage, and Callie finds him. He tells her that Liz is going to die there after 2 hours. She convinces him they can save her with his help. He agrees to find the nuke if Callie helps him save Liz first. They use Chris as bait to lure out the sniper. The sniper shoots Chris down and calls Smith to inform him, but Callie has already jammed the signals. After successfully neutralizing the threat,
Look pretty close.
Sleight of hand.
Chris focuses his vision on a van he saw in the premonition, identifying the license plate. He informs Callie and sees Liz suffering but cannot help yet. Chris shares his plan on how they should save Liz and eliminate the terrorists. He leads the FBI directly to a shipping port where the terrorists are hiding Liz. Smith and his men are heading to their target with Liz, but the FBI launches a full-scale assault. The terrorists also have backup and put up a good fight. Chris uses his vision to save Liz. Callie shot the vehicle, but Liz is safe thanks to Nick's vision. She enters a building to save herself, but Smith's man follows her. Chris acts as a human radar, directing agents to fire at enemies they cannot even see yet. Liz tries to remove the explosives from her body, but cannot. While dodging the terrorists, Smith catches her. He comes out holding Liz at gunpoint with a remote detonator. Chris and the FBI follow them to a massive oil tanker and enter. Chris uses his foresight to tell the explosives team which wires to avoid, saving them all.
Explosives there, there, and there.
While moving forward, he is shot, but it was only in his foresight. He tells them the sniper's location, whom the FBI then kills. Chris sends the team to one side and enters a state of deep focus, projecting multiple versions of himself through the ship's corridors to find the safe path. He corners Smith, who is holding Liz at gunpoint with a remote detonator. Running through every possible ending, Chris tells Callie exactly when to fire. Smith shoots, but Chris dodges the bullet like Neo in the Matrix. Callie shoots the remote out of Smith's hand, and they finally secure Liz. Callie reminds him his main job is still to be done. Chris looks at a seismograph, and a look of horror crosses his face. He realizes that by focusing all their energy on saving Liz, they let the terrorists detonate the bomb at its primary target. A blinding white light consumes the horizon as the nuclear shockwave incinerates Los Angeles, killing everyone instantly. The screen blurs, and time snaps back. Chris is actually still in bed at the motel with Liz. The entire rescue mission and the explosion were all part of a massive future vision triggered by his connection to her. Now knowing exactly what will happen if he stays, Chris decides to change the timeline. He calls Callie and offers his full cooperation to stop the bomb now, provided Liz is kept safe. He shares a final, emotional kiss with Liz and leaves with the FBI, heading out to save the world. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more recaps.